Test match. Ryan Rickleton answers the call. Mom Penny, she'll be crying tears of joy. Sorry, Ryan, she will be on camera and she will be crying. Her dancer and Dad Ian in London. And all the hard work over the years. And, he's come good in such a special way here. A ground he enjoys batting at. Pakistan, an early breakthrough this morning with that second new ball, Bedingham edging to Rizwan to give him his 5th catch in the match. Bowling off Abbas, but since then it's been Verreynne and Rickleton with a partnership of 38 from 56. Got South Africa back on track. Drinks a thing of the past. Here's Verreynne on strike. Mohamed Abbas. No! Very humid yesterday. Cloud cover, but today there's a searing heat. And Pakistan will be feeling all of it. Out there for the build-up, it's about 30 minutes, and we could barely handle the heat.
I do wonder what went on in the discussions at the drinks break. And myself and Pommy were chatting off air, and you never quite understand the moment when you're in it as a player. He's got to the 200 milestone, and it'll be a massive relief. But it actually needs someone. It needs a teammate or a batting coach or the coach. Just call you inside and say, listen, these kind of moments only come around in your career very sparingly. Whether it's 2 or maybe even 3 times in a career, that would probably be a lot. Think of how hard Jacques Kallis had to fight to get his 200. So that when you get to these milestones, don't take them for granted. For one, enjoy the moment, but also get into that mindset of it's going to be damn difficult to ever get here again, so I'm not going to throw away this opportunity. And if you have a look and just analyze where he's at, that second new ball is already 14 overs old. The bowlers are tired. The team is in full control. There's never going to be a better opportunity to get a really big score. And when you this is the chance to make sure that your high score is something worth remembering. Now, and you just hope in that mind as he looks down at the ground and he closes his eyes that there's still that hunger to keep going. I think of someone like a Brian Lara, the ability to churn out those big scores, and he held the record and that was broken and he went back and beat that record. But it's a mindset. It's just something. It's even when we were discussing the celebration, he charges off, he puts the helmet on top of the hat, and that's great, and that's the moment. But you kind of need to have the mindset of just raise my bat quickly and then go back to my mark and say, okay, here's center, let me start again. So I hope someone's had a word with him, because as I say, you look back at your career and think, gosh, that was that one opportunity where I really could have gone massive.
And as bowling teams, there's always the awareness from bowlers and teams that just post that milestone. There's the period before as the batter tries to get it, and then there's the period just after, you know, the peak of Everest and all of that, and there's just that little lull where the concentration might go. And how many you see get out between sort of 100 and 110, or 150, 160, 200, 210. So you need to refocus and start all over again. 3-6-2 for 5. there's the cry.
And it's getting louder by the day, Pommy.
Yeah, Pommy has a graphic just to back up your point. There's the hundreds that they scored, but the actual scores, I think there was 306s, there was 105, 306s, where they get the milestone and then just go, got it. And then they kind of lose focus and off they go. I remember Bob Wilmer always telling us, he said, you'll never know about yourself as a true test batter until you've got past 100 and you carry on batting. And we never quite worked that out. We're like, well, what are you on about? He said, well, there's the milestone you want to achieve. So you get to the crease. That's nasty. Reverse swept away. That's a shot he plays so well. We saw it used to brilliant effect in Bangladesh. And executes really well here again, Verena. They're going to have their work cut out. The spinners here operating to him. They have to think smartly about field settings.
Set himself up well for that shot, did Verena. These runs will just irritate Pakistan. Pommy was chatting to Salman before the start of play today, said we need to get them out quickly. And this partnership is just gaining momentum. Rickleton already getting to that milestone. But Polly, just chatting to him yesterday, as we're walking off the field, there was a steely determination from him. Like, I'm not done yet.
Yeah, that's what you want. But just going back to the story is that Bob almost said, well, first of all, you want to get off the mark, and then you want to get to 50, and then you want to get the three-figure score. And it's only after you got the three-figure score that you kind of relax. Take your mindset off the goals or the landmarks, and you just concentrate on the ball and play it accordingly. Once you've got through that elation of scoring 100 and you've calmed yourself down. And that's when you understand how actually good you can be at this level. Because it's just watch ball play and you've got the confidence of the milestone already behind you, under your belt. That's short and wide and carved away as well. So productive over here for Carl Verena. Another boundary to end it. 370 for 5.
Just about getting into his work here, Kyle Verena. A reverse sweep and deep in the crease that time to make sure that he cuts it away. Yeah, there's what you're talking about. Sure, trying to buttress, as it were. Yeah, 106, 1, 2, 3, 110, 113, 114.
Partnership moves up to 48. Just 69 deliveries. Really good passage of play this for South Africa.
Between the ears, a lot of sport, if not all sport, played there. And his method, Ryan Rickleton, has been interesting, entertaining to watch as he's gone along in this unbelievable innings, really.
That's a shot. Onto it quickly and times it beautifully for 4. Brings up the 50-run partnership. 52 from 70 deliveries.
Yeah, Carl Verena's starting to find his mojo, isn't he? 2 boundaries in the last over and then gets on strike here and carves that one away as well. So strong. square of the wicket and on a surface like this, it doesn't matter about footwork. It's all about just watching the ball and using your hands. And that's a real strength of his. We saw it in Bangladesh on surfaces that didn't bounce or nip around too much. And when he gets going, he can be mightily effective.
Visualization, self-talk and affirmation, all of it, as he's stood at the other end, sometimes as he's waited to take strike. A few times we've showed you him just standing there with eyes closed. And look at that for a first-class best. 205. Which is this innings. It's a second time he passes 200. And this time will be that bit more special, to understate something. But yeah, they're methods, aren't they, that players will look to try and use, and sometimes they'll work, and then sometimes they kind of, you know, they don't, but you're not sure whether it's the method that's not working or if it's you not quite executing correctly. And so there's then the question in your mind, you know, how long do I stay with this plan? Do I have to reinvent? Do I have to try something else? Do I have to do it differently? Oh, nearly went back onto his stumps off his back.
It's that same feeling you get when you can't find your wallet or your car keys. It just sneaks up on you and it's like, whoop, and you turn around and there all of a sudden it's not going to go into your stumps. Absolute fear.
Five from the over, 375 for 5.
Sean, I don't know who.
The new year kicks off with a huge weekend of Premier League action, including Liverpool v Man United. Watch it live on Sky Sports.
We need some darts names. Mine's Bobby the Shark Beckett.
What are you doing?
I don't think I should do the shark pin if I win.
That's a thought you should have had about 2 minutes ago.
I think, you know, after 30 years, now's the time to talk about it.
That's all that matters to me.
Yeah, wonderful partnership for the fourth wicket, record-breaking between Rickleton and Bavuma at 235. Bedingham will be disappointed he missed out, edging early this morning, second new ball taken. But Verreynne settled nicely alongside Ryan Rickleton. They call him Ryan Rickle Double Tan. That's the new nickname I've seen already.
Hey, talking about, you know, heart and mouth stuff. And there's Heath. Oh, Heath, you've got them on. At Centurion, at the end of the game, Heath was, you know, yeah, I'm exposing you. I mean, it came up. It's relevant. Okay? He knows why he's smiling. I meet him as I come off the field after the presentation. He's heading back to the field. I say, Heath, where are you going? And he's walking purposefully. Heath, where are you going? He says, I'm looking for my glasses. I think I left them on the field. I said, really? He said, yeah. I said, okay. Oh, I reckon one of the guys might have picked them up. He says, yep. Yeah. No! On my way. I said, Heath. He says, yeah. You're wearing your glasses. He was wearing his glasses. He's wearing them today. Come on, peek out of there. Yeah, am I telling the truth? Take them off, put them back on, yeah? That's Heath's camera. Heath, are those prescription? Put them back on then. Hey, it happens to the best of us. Sorry, Heath.
15 seconds of fame. .379 for 5 after 97 overs. Magnificent shot from the drone. Stunning day in Cape Town. A great day for batting, and South Africa making good use of this morning session. Yes, Pakistan have taken the second new ball. And Rickleton has handled things nicely. 207 not out. Love the outfits, love the efforts. Good ticket sales yesterday and today. Yesterday, the chants of Themba Bavuma was ringing around Newlands with quite a special sound.
We could play Name the Characters as you walk around and you go through the crowd. Some quite age specific. There'd be many who would have no idea.
Yeah, fancy dress is massive in England, isn't it? And on one of the days of the test matches they normally get dressed up. There's the Mario brothers. Super Mario. There we go.
Oh.
Right on cue.
It's a boat race.
Asterix's mate.
And one of the favoured ones in the UK is Where's Wally? He came up for the record, didn't he? Wally Hammond.
It did. You'll hear it said in the change room, bat on. And this partnership, 56. South Africa would have wanted another after the very big one, the record-breaking one of yesterday. A wicket gone down today, that of Beddingham. But so important that they do not throw away this position. And then, Sean, you were talking from an individual perspective for Ryan Rickleton, but Verena's role. Oh yes, that is beautiful. What he does have are wonderful hands, Kyle Verreynne. Despite no footwork, when he's in full flow, is wonderful to watch.
Yeah, slightly over pitched, and that is beautifully caressed. It was quite a staggered offside field. They've got a lot of protection there, but he threaded it through beautifully. Wonderful extension all the way through.
Yeah, his role important just simply because he's got himself in.
They're convinced. What is it going down leg? Shan Masood looking for some support out there. Have a look at it.
Yeah, it's a second review. This might be same case in point. It might be sliding down
TV
again.
umpire's a director. We have a play review for LBW. The original decision is not out. I've checked the bowler's feet and it's a fair delivery. Can we go to front on, please, when ready? Ball's close to the back. Can we go to ultras, please, and ready? Just go back a few frames, please. Yeah, there's a clear gap there. Go to ball tracking when ready, please. No bat involved. Pitching outside off. Impact in line. Wickets missing. Kumar, you can stay with your original decision, not out. Stand by. You're on screen signal now.
Confirmation by Alex Wharf, the third umpire. Pakistan lose a review. Desperate for another breakthrough. South Africa resumed this morning on 316 for 4. Now be thinking, as Kwame said, bat long to over 450, and suddenly Pakistan will really be feeling the pressure. At early wicket, they would have buoyed them. This partnership has had all the makings of another big one for South Africa.
Yeah, review lost, second review lost, and on the angle, the left arm from wide on the crease. You kind of have to pitch it maybe within 3 or 4 meters of the stumps to try and hitting or make contact in line with the stumps and go on to hit the leg stump. So 2 reviews lost against, both of them against Calvarena. And he's one of those guys who just gets across onto off stump and you think, oh, if he misses one, he's got to be on his way. But both cases comfortably missing.
Wonderfully struck, but good fielding. End of the over. It's 98 overs gone, 384 for 5. What a memorable knock this for Ryan Rickleton. 207 from 272 deliveries, 25 boundaries, 1-6. Certainly looked like he's belonged. Opening the batting, the place of injured Tony de Zorzi. He's taken his opportunities. 30 minutes to the lunch break. And Pakistan will be desperate for a breakthrough.
Yeah, the powers of concentration have been really good from Ryan Rickleton, and we've seen him go through, it's almost like a meditation, closing his eyes, obviously trying to think of a certain process and try and stay in his little bubble. I've also seen him fidget with his glove. The Velcro on the top of them, you see him flicking it back and forth 10, 15, 20 times at occasion. And we were just discussing as well as he presses that one through the covers with Pommy and saying how there's certain plans that work for people at certain times of their career, and it's not always something you can just say to another kid, oh, do it this way, you'll definitely get runs. But in his mindset, where whatever journey he's been over the last few weeks, he's got to this point where it's a way to clear and make sure he keeps focused. Another example I can think of is does that one get away to the fence? No, it's cut off, and there'll be another 2. Louis Oosthuizen, I even remember when he won the Open, he wore a glove and he put a red dot on that glove, and every time before each shot he looked at the red dot, and it gave him a thought process. He discussed it afterwards and how he was going to play the shot in the mindset. And you would think to yourself, well, then why don't you do that every week? I mean, surely it's going to win. You're going to win every major that you can play in. But you just get to a stage at times in your career where something is so applicable to how you're going to perform, and I just feel that that's where Ryan Rickleton is at the moment. And maybe once the innings is finished, we can ask him a little bit about why he's done it and what his thought process is.
but also the adjustments he's had to make. I've spoken through the course of the summer of him having to bat in different positions, batting up at the top for the first time in Test matches.
Oh!
And particularly successful this time round. 389 for 5.
Can't wait for Betway SA20 Season 3. And, fixtures for Cape Town. Wonderful support already in the first 2 editions, and expecting more great crowds to come in and support a great competition.
Not far away. Season 3, looking forward to that. What a view that is. Righto, for Rainer now. 30 minutes to go before lunch on day 2, and that's a lovely shot on the leg side for 4. Beautifully timed.
Yeah, I get what they're trying to zone in on. They're trying to zone in on those pads, but if you're going to miss your length like this is easy pickings for Culver.